Hi guys, welcome back to another video from Car Help View. So in today's video we're working on a Vauxhall. This particular model is a 2019 plate Vauxhall Insignia B 2-litre diesel. However, we done a similar procedure yesterday on a 67 Reg 1.6 Vauxhall Insignia, and I have done one in the past for a 68 plate Vauxhall Insignia B as well, and they are the similar method. This is what we're told and how to put it into service mode. So what we're doing is we're doing the rear calipers, we're doing the rear pads on this one, and in order to push the piston back in, we need to electronically tell the car to rewind the motors. Now there are three methods to doing this. One is to use the computer, which we have is a snap-on. So we've got the snap-on computer here, so we can use that if we wanted to. However, we're not going to use a snap-on computer because I understand not everyone has access to diagnostics equipment. The second method would be to rewind the caliper. If you want to rewind the caliper, what you need to do is at the back of your caliper, there are two Torx bits holding the actual motor rod itself. You need to open them Torx screws and remove the motor, and it turns, I believe, clockwise. However, I could be wrong. May go anti-clockwise, but you do get a feel for it. Again, I don't recommend that method just because if the Torx screws get rounded or if the plastic snaps, you're looking at replacing the motor. And if you do have to replace the motor, there is certain motors that won't fit and certain motors that will. It goes by the teeth in the motor, and they are quite pricey, especially on a newer car, as you can imagine. My apologies. And then the final method is the service method, which is known as service EPB, which is electronic parking brake. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to use that button there. We're going to be using the middle brake button, brake pedal, sorry, and we're going to be using the electronic park button. Now, I'm only going to show you this much of the dash here because this is all you need to really see in order to get an understanding what I'm talking about. Hopefully, the camera is going to pick up the sound from the rear motors. However, if it doesn't, I will tell you that I'm doing it. And I'll talk you through it. So what you want to go ahead and do is your stop start button, you want to press it down for 10 seconds, and what that does is it'll wake your ignition up. So the ignition will come on. As you can see, the ignition's coming on, but the engine is actually staying off, which is what we need. Now we'll let that go through what it's doing. We'll clear all this service protection, everything off, and we're back over here. So what you want to go ahead and do is firmly push your brake pedal 5 times. All the way to the bottom, back up and back down again 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let go, and then push your handbrake down and your brake pedal both at the same time. Keep hold of them until you see a sign which should appear around about where it says 160, between 160 and 140. I believe it appears there. You do have to sometimes hold it down for a few seconds. Sometimes it's a bit longer. And sometimes it doesn't actually do it on the first time. Like, I don't think it's going to do it on its first time here. Doesn't look like it is going to do it on its first time. We can tell the brake pedal, so it's acknowledging that that parking brake is released, but it's not going towards the service one. We'll just give it a few more seconds. If it doesn't do it, we'll redo the procedure. As you can see, not every time it does work, and it is a bit annoying, especially when you've done it a few times. You know you're doing it right, it's just the car isn't always happy with you, so it hasn't picked that up. So what we'll do is we'll go turn the ignition back off, hold it down again for 10 seconds. Sometimes it does it within 10 seconds. That wasn't 10 seconds. We're looking at that part P with the spanner. That's the one we're interested in. Clear all the messages off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Parking brake down with the brake pedal pressed fully down. Hopefully it's going to do it now, and it's not going to make this video go on for ages. see, normally it works straight away. As you can see, it's given a bit of a hard to playing hard to get, that's the one. But we will get there. And as you can see, I suppose we'll try it one more time. If it doesn't do it, I'll get it into that mode and then I'll record the second part of the video and I'll just join it together. But we're holding it back down again. And we'll let it go back. All the lights can turn off. 1, 2, 4, 5. Hold it down. There we are. As you can see, that light's flashing there. What you want to do is you want to let go of the parking brake and then hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your foot off everything. Not sure if you heard that there, but that was quite fast. So what we had to do, as soon as that light started flashing, kept my foot on the brake, let go of the parking brake, the button, quickly let go of it, pushed it back down for a further 5 seconds, let go of the brake and the button at the same time, and the vehicle is now in that service mode. So you can go ahead, press that button again and turn the ignition off. So now you'd go ahead and do your brake calipers. So to get the calipers off, it's actually 2 13mm nuts. Clean up your area, do what you've got to do there, and then you would go ahead and, even though the caliper looks like it has to be twisted, it can just be pushed back. I have already done the ones on this, and this one were, because the car's fairly new, the pistons were really easy to push back. I didn't actually use any tools, but you can just use a brake caliper rewind tool, which will just push it back. All I did on this one was I pushed, actually I tell a lie, the driver's side one went back really easy by hand. The passenger side one, it had a lot of grime over it, not over the piston itself, but over the caliper, so my hands were getting a bit slippy, and they kept slipping on the piston. So on that size, all I did was I just got some grips and just pushed it back in. Again, I didn't damage anything, no pipes or anything like that, or the sensors. Where the sensors and all that are, you don't really need to unplug them. You can do it from that space. But let's say you've done it now, and now you want to come back and take your car out of the service mode. What you do is go to your starting button, hold it down for 10 seconds again, at which your car would come back to life. At this point, I'm not pressing any brake pedals, nothing. Waiting for the car to wake up, and then I'll go back over to here. As you can see, that's flashing. What I'll then go ahead and do is push down the brake and the handbrake button. A handbrake button will come up and the brake pedal will go down. So we'll do them both at the same time. We hold them. I didn't do it first time, so do it again. But you don't actually need to turn the ignition off for this one. So for some reason it's not doing it now. I'm not having no luck with this car. I've just took it out of service mode as well, so I could make this video and put it back in. Wake it back up again. Right, it's not doing it right now. It will do it eventually. I think this particular car just wants me to look a bit daft on the video, that's all it is. Wake it back up. Ah, there we are. Not sure if you can hear that, but it's currently doing what it's got to do with the calipers. Put them back in, and then we can go ahead and fire the car up. And if I just clear off all the messages, I'll show you the full dash. And as you can see there, there's no parking brake on. Parking brake's now on. We'll take it off. We are on private property, so we can go forward and back. We're not going massively, as you can see there. Parking brake's working as it should be. Parking brake set. Parking brake off. We're out of the mode, and it's literally as simple as that, whilst being complicated. So it's simple, but it's complicated. As you can see, guys, if it doesn't work for the first time, don't get too much stressed out. It didn't work for the first time on the camera. Yesterday, that 17 plate one, everything was first time. Today, this one, getting it into service mode did take a few tries. Getting it out was first time. Getting it in for the camera took a few tries. Getting it out for the camera, again, a few tries. So it's a bit funny, but it does work. And if you do this, you don't really need any diagnostics. That is the quickest way and easiest way to do it. I'd recommend using this method, regardless whether you've got diagnostics on it. You've got to come out, plug them in. I like this method. I know this method. So anyway, what I will do is I will put this method in the description of the video. So you've got it there, and if you didn't understand anything in the video, you've got it in the description, so you can just follow it from there. If you do have any other questions, just shut them in the comments, and I'll try my best to get back to everyone as soon as I can. Anyway, guys, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.